Okay, so where this begins to matter is if I create a vehicle in a particular lane, I don't want it to collide with another vehicle. And also I'm going to have to start worrying about that in the step event eventually too. So let's see, I need to go to traffic, and I'm going to have to create an action performed event for example, the semi. So if the source of my click is the semi button, then I need to basically do a series of checks to try and put a semi into the road. So to begin with, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a for loop that actually checks to see if I can put it into the roadway. So this is going to be my Y position, my lanes. I need to figure out where in the lane I want to put it. So let me check this real quick. This SUV looks like it's in a pretty good position. So where was that? About 170. So I'm putting it about 50 into the lane. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to start at 20. Y equals Y plus 150. Keep going while Y is less than, well, what, 600? So I'm going to be checking lanes outside of this. I'm going to have my X position. And this is going to be starting at 0. I think I'm going to go about every 20 pixels over, and I keep going while I'm less than the road width. How do I know what the road width is? I could ask the road, I guess. So whatever that is, now I can use that. So let's see, I need to create a particular semi. And I'm going to start it just at the top. So why don't I start it at x0 and maybe 20 in. And actually, let's create it out here. I should add it to my road. And now inside of here, I'm going to be checking to see if I have a collision or not. So if there is a collision at the current x, y, semi.getWidth, then I'm going to say, hey, semi, set x to be the x position and set the y to be the y position. Is that what I want? That's the basic idea, is that I need to set the x position to be where it's going to be, and then set the y position to where it's going to be. I need set y again. I have a getter, but I don't have a setter yet. I'm going to pass in an int, the new y equals new y. All right, so I'm going to set these things And actually, now that I think about it, I probably should set them before the if statement. And then if I hit it, that would be bad. Really what I want to do is if I have a good spot for it, so if I don't have a collision, I'm done with this method. And what I'll do is I'll just return. So the idea is I try setting the semi to be this particular position, that x and y. So the first time through, it's like, hey, set it at 0. Then I'm going to try the y position at this spot. And if I don't have a collision, well, I've added the vehicle successfully and I'm done. One other thing I probably should do before I do this, though, is repaint the frame. Once I do this, I think I'm good. Now, if it's possible that it never adds the semi, and that's okay with me. So let's try this out. Oh, let's take out those earlier vehicles. Those were just for testing. Test vehicles, gone. My lanes are not the right width. All right, when I'm drawing the road, how far apart did I draw those lines? Let's see, lane height is only 120. Aha. So let's see, to get to 150, I actually need an offset of 30, don't I? Is that going to be better? Yeah, I'm not real thrilled with that either. So let's see, lane height is 120. If I want it approximately in the middle, I probably should start at about 40, I suppose. There we go, that looks better to me. All right, so now if I add another one, is it adding things into a fifth lane? What? 600 is too far because I just changed 120. Let's try 480. There we go. All right, so now I can add the semis. So now the next thing I should do is add the SUVs. It's actually the same sort of thing as I did here. If this is an SUV, and make sure that you change it everywhere. So if the button source is SUV, I'm going to create one of these SUVs. SUV, 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 okay. Now these are overlapping exactly, so you might want to add a little bit of spacing to move them apart, but there you go. Now of course they're moving through each other, but you know, we'll get to that. Sports. It's going to be there, and there, 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 there. All right. All right, so now we can add in vehicles.